Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Power. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright, so for this one, I had to cut on the light because it's real dark out here. I don't know if y'all been paying attention. A couple of my videos was kind of dark because the sun ain't beaming like that no more. You know what I'm saying? The weather changing. It's going in the winter. So it's getting a little darker out here, so the sun ain't really shining like that no more. So I had to cut on the light. But anyway, for this episode, I'm gonna tell y'all about how I lost my virginity. I lost my virginity at 12 years old. 12 years old. Nah, this how I go. The girl I lost my virginity to, she dead and gone now. Rest in peace, Tracy. She died a long time ago, back in like 2010. So what happened was, before I get into the story about how I lost my virginity, I'm gonna give y'all a little backdrop on her. So after, high school and all of that, everybody grown now, everybody making their own moves and doing their own thing. She decided to move down to Atlanta and start her a new life. So while she went down there, she ended up bumping into a guy down there. And they got together, they living together, they doing their thing, all of that. They done had kids and all type of shit. Well, come to find out, dude was on the down low. He had him a little boyfriend he was fucking with. And the boyfriend gave him AIDS. So he turned around and gave the AIDS to Tracy. Tracy died. Now, I don't know if he died. I don't know much about him. I just know, that's what happened. So she died from AIDS from her man that she got kids with and everything because he was on some down low shit. All right, now let's rewind the tape. So, 12 years old. Let me see. I was born in 89, so 12, at 12, this was 2001 when I was 12. Okay, so 2001, I lost my virginity. Now, Tracy grew up in the hood with us. She from the hood. She one of the homies, she cool people. So, what happened was me and her was walking to school one day. This was middle school. We was walking to middle school, and the middle school was far as hell from where we stayed at type shit. She stayed directly around the corner from me, So we'd take this street called Pembroke. Pembroke is like a main street that you cut down through the hood to make it to the middle school that we went to. We went to Taft Middle School. So everybody in the hood used Pembroke to go all the way down to Taft Middle School. That was our route we took. So any given morning or afternoon, morning when we walking to school or afternoon when we getting let out of school, walking back, everybody from the hood took Pembroke on back to the hood to their blocks. That's just how it went. So it's one of them mornings, we walking to school, and I'm walking up Pembroke, and I see her. Now, usually when you hit Pembroke, you would just start seeing a whole bunch of motherfuckers from the hood. You know what I'm saying? You run up to different people, get to talking to them. Everybody walk to school together. Well, this was one of them days when it wasn't nobody out there. When I hit Pembroke, wasn't nobody out there. It was just Tracy. And Tracy was a whole block ahead of me because she stayed around the corner from me. So she was already a whole block ahead of me. When I seen her, mind you, at 12 years old, I just hit puberty. You know what I'm saying? So I'm jacking off. I'm growing pubic hair. You know what I'm saying? I got sperm developing and shit. It's like now I'm, getting well, not necessarily sexually active, but I'm what can you say, building up on being sexually active, because that's where the mentality was at that time with the puberty. So when I seen her, I'm like, shit, I wanted to have sex with her, 12 years old type shit. I'm like, man, fuck it. I'm like, I'm about to just walk up on her and ask her if she want to have sex. Let's see what happens. What she gonna do? Slap me or something? Whatever. So, like I said, she was a whole block ahead of me. I shot her name, Tracy. She turned around. I'm like, hold on. So she stood there. I ran up to her. We get to walking and shit. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna walk with you. Ain't nobody out here. I ain't gonna let you just walk by yourself. I'm gonna walk and kick it with you. So we walking and talking and shit. She like, yeah, what everybody doing when we get out of school? I'm like, shit, I don't know, what everybody got planned, but I'm like, on some real, I wanna fuck you. Like, cut it to her type shit. So she like, for real? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, why don't we fuck? Just try it. Me and her the same age, so she 12 too. And, I don't know, because I'm not her. But she said she was a virgin too. And I'm pretty sure she was, but again, I don't know. I don't pass nobody on shit, you know what I'm saying? People did some wild shit. So I'm just taking her word. She said she was a virgin too. So we both virgins or whatever. And we both was curious. So she like, all right. I'm like, for real? She like, yeah. I'm like, all right, well, at the school, I'm going to come get you. And we going to go back to my house and we going to do it there. So she like, all right, cool. Mind you, we 12 years old, talking like we adults and shit, So we get out of school. I know where she live at. We in the hood, you know what I'm saying? So after I get out of school, I went home because my parents, both of them work. So by the time I get out of school, they still at work, you know what I'm saying? So I had the key to the house, all that shit, So what I had to do was make sure wasn't nobody there, you know what I'm saying? Because, sometimes parents come home early from work, So I had to make sure wasn't nobody there. I got there, wasn't nobody there. Okay, cool. I left out, went to Tracy's house. I go knock on the door. Boop, boop, boop. She come to the door. I'm like, what's up? You ready? She like, you got a condom? I had it on me. Pulled it out. She like, all right. She came out. We walked back to my house. Now, I stayed around the corner 2 blocks down. So this was like a 3-block walk. So it probably took us like 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying, at the most, to walk to my house. So we walked there. We quiet the whole time. We don't even got shit to talk about, like, because we both nervous as hell, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is some wild shit. Out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like me and her was in a relationship. It wasn't like we was kicking it, nothing. It was just a random ass day, and I just cut into her, and she was with it, you know what I'm saying? So she was curious to know too, you know what I'm saying? So it worked out. So we got to my house, and she started getting naked. I put the condom on, and I hit her missionary, Man, I swear to God, I literally had about 3 good pumps, and it was over. Yeah, it was over quick. It was a feeling that you just don't feel again, Like how they say how most drug addicts be trying to chase that first high that they got, but it never happened. You only get that first high that one time. It's the same thing with sex, especially if you do it real young, at a young ass age like that. It's a feeling that you would never feel again, you know what I'm saying? So after I was done, she put her clothes back on, and I zipped up my pants and all that shit. We get to walk into the front door, and she like, you could just call me later. I'm like, oh yeah, all right. So she wrote her number down, right when she was about to walk out the door. She wrote her number down. She told me I could call her later. I'm like, all right. I opened the door. She walked back home on her own. I ain't even had to. She just, she left. So while she get to walking down the street, I came and stepped outside, to make sure she made it down the block safely. So while I'm watching her walk down the street, my homie across the street, my nigga Devin, this nigga, Flash, you know what I'm saying? This nigga, he seen her coming from my house. This is just how tight the block was. Like, it was like we watched each other, you know what I'm saying? We always had eyes on each other. We watched each other, from the adults to the young niggas to the kids, all of us, we all watched each other, you know what I'm saying? So when he seen her coming from my house, this nigga like, what? So he come walk over to me, he like, you fucked her, didn't you? Funny as hell. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, fuck you, we was laughing about the shit, and, we went on about our day, man. And me and her, we never fucked again, none of that. It was just that one time, I don't know why it was like that, and it just happened, but it did, And on top of that, I ain't had sex again until I was like 16, 17, something like that. So I just had sex that one time at 12, and I ain't had sex again until I was like 16. You know what I'm saying? It was wild as hell, but it was what it was. Man, rest in peace, Tracy, man. But she definitely gave a nigga his first time at 12 years old, and I never forget it. It's been another episode of Roll Up a Polo. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.